On a bright weekday afternoon, when the sun washed the city in a calm, golden warmth, a young mechanic named Ayan wiped the sweat from his forehead, unaware that his life was about to be twisted into something cruel, unexpected, and strangely beautiful. Life had not been gentle with Ayan. Every scar on his hands carried a story of fixing other people's broken engines while quietly holding together the broken pieces of his own world. He had known mockery more than admiration, struggle more than comfort, and yet he carried a disarming softness in his eyes, the kind of gentleness that made people wonder how someone with so little could still give so much. And on that particular morning, when he received a mysterious message inviting him to a special lunch as a reward for helping a stranded customer, he had absolutely no idea that the wealthy sons of the city's elite were planning to humiliate him in the most public, heartless way possible. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and stories where good people win in the end, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to Kindness Thread right now. Your support truly keeps these stories alive. Ayan arrived at the grand restaurant feeling out of place the moment he stepped in. Sunlight poured through the tall windows, bouncing off the crystal chandeliers, making everything look impossibly expensive. He ran his fingers over his shirt, a simple cotton tee still stained from the morning's work, hoping no one would notice, but people did. Wealthy guests turned their heads with raised eyebrows, whispering into their sparkling glasses as though poverty itself had walked through the door. Ayan hesitated, wanting to turn around and leave, but something in him whispered that maybe, just maybe, this was a day when life would surprise him. It did, but not in the way he imagined. At a corner table, a group of rich young men watched him with smirks plastered across their faces, their phones already rolling to catch the prank. They had told Ayan he was meeting someone special, a woman who supposedly admired his kindness and courage, when in reality, the blind date was a setup designed to make him look foolish. They expected him to sit alone, nervous and confused, as no one arrived. They wanted the video of his disappointment to go viral in their private circles. But fate had its own plans, and it was about to turn their cruel joke into a twist none of them were prepared for. As Ayan sat there, fiddling with the corner of his plate, trying to hide how small and exposed he felt, something shifted in the atmosphere. A soft giggle echoed near the restaurant's entrance, followed by the light footsteps of a little girl holding the hand of a woman who looked like she had stepped right out of a dream. The midday glow framed her like a halo, her light dress swayed gently as she walked, her hair catching the sunlight with every step, and her smile carried a softness that made heads turn effortlessly. She wasn't just beautiful, she had that rare presence that made the whole room pause. And just when the pranksters leaned forward, ready to enjoy the mechanic's humiliation, the unexpected happened. The little girl tugged her mother's hand and pointed directly at Ayan with an excited gasp, as if she had just spotted something precious. Her mother, Arya, the CEO's daughter, dressed with understated elegance, followed her daughter's gesture, and her eyes softened instantly when she saw Ayan sitting alone, awkward, humble, and unaware of the chaos behind the scenes. Without hesitation, she walked straight toward him, her daughter joyfully pulling her closer, surprising not just the pranksters, but the entire restaurant. Arya had no idea who Ayan was. She only saw men who looked lost, a man who didn't belong among the pretentious stares, a man who seemed too genuine for the polished room around him. Something about the quiet patience in his posture tugged at her heart. She took a seat at his table with a warm smile, her daughter climbing into the chair beside her, announcing with innocent excitement that she liked this man, that he looked kind like cartoons heroes. The pranksters' smirks melted into sheer disbelief. Their plan had crumbled in seconds. Ayan was stunned. He had expected rejection, not kindness. He had expected embarrassment, not a woman who made him feel seen, not judged. As sunlight shone across her face, he struggled to steady his breath. He felt unworthy of her attention, but something in Arya's eyes made him feel like maybe, for once, he didn't have to shrink. Their conversation began with small, hesitant words, but quickly grew into something warm and real. Arya listened to him like his stories mattered. She laughed softly at his shy jokes, and each time she did, something in Ayan's chest cracked open, releasing the heaviness he had carried for years. Meanwhile, the pranksters sat frozen, their plan dissolving into thin air as they watched Arya defend Ayan when she overheard the waiters whispering. She spoke gently yet firmly, making it clear that no one had the right to belittle someone for how they looked or what they earned. Her kindness wasn't loud, it was powerful in its gentleness. And for the first time in a long time, Ayan felt seen not as a poor mechanic, but as a human being who deserved respect. Arya grew more intrigued with every passing moment. Ayan talked about his struggles, how he worked 2 jobs to support his younger siblings after losing their parents. He spoke about his dream of opening a small workshop someday, one where he could train boys like him who rarely got second chances. Arya felt something bloom inside her, a tender mix of admiration and empathy. His honesty, his quiet strength, and the way he carried pain without bitterness touched her deeply. She realized how different he was from the shallow men she met every day in her world of glittering events and cold boardrooms. Suddenly, one of the pranksters approached the table in frustration, trying to reveal the prank and embarrass Ayan after all. But before he could speak, Arya looked up with a calm, unwavering expression and said, "I like him." Her words were simple, but they carried the weight of truth, slicing through the cruelty that had filled the room minutes earlier. Everyone fell silent. Even Ayan felt his breath halt, because no one had ever chosen him, not like this, not in public, not with such grace. From that moment, the entire atmosphere shifted. The prank collapsed. The mockery died. And Ayan, who had walked into the restaurant expecting humiliation, found something he never imagined: respect, warmth, maybe even the beginning of something that felt like hope. As the afternoon sun painted the room in golden light, Arya invited Ayan to walk outside with her and her daughter. They talked like old friends, their steps naturally falling into the same rhythm. Arya's daughter held Ayan's hand without fear, as if she had already decided he belonged in their little world. And maybe, life would allow that someday. If this story touched your heart even a little, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to Kindness Thread. Your support helps keep real, emotional storytelling alive.
Aldo no lo conozco. Kay McAllister, que es el hermano, no. Lucas Martínez Puerta afuera. Cenés, no me gusta. Y Lolo no. Said Romero no. Facundo Medina no. Marcos Acuña afuera. Ariel Roja no lo tengo. Perrone no. Guido Rodríguez no. Aníbal Moreno se quedó fuera. Eh, eh, mm, Parece nada también. Nunca Delgado no. Alan Varela no. Ezequiel Fernández no. Domínguez